Nobody is perfect. You know that. You've heard it 1,000 times. So tell me, why do you still feel like you're not enough? Why do you look at your mistakes and see failure, but look at others and see perfection? In a quiet farming village lived an old farmer named Thomas and his 2 sons. The elder son, Daniel, was strong and decisive. When something heavy needed lifting, he handled it. When quick action was required, he stepped forward. The younger son, Aaron, was quieter. He worked just as long. He woke before sunrise. He stayed in the fields until dark. But he was slower, more thoughtful, less confident. And slowly, without anyone saying it directly, he began to believe something dangerous. I'm not as good. One afternoon during harvest, Aaron misjudged the balance of a grain cart. A few sacks slipped into the dirt. Daniel quickly fixed it. It's simple balance, he said calmly. Not cruel, just factual. But Aaron felt it deeply. That night he sat behind the barn, staring at the empty field. I try, he whispered, but I'm never enough. Have you ever felt that? Like you're working hard, but always standing in someone else's shadow? Thomas had been watching, and wise fathers don't ignore silent insecurity. The next morning, he made a decision. At sunrise, Thomas gathered both sons. Today, he said calmly, you will work separately. Daniel was sent to repair a damaged section of fencing near the west field. Aaron was sent to inspect the entire east irrigation line alone. Daniel attacked his task with strength and speed. Aaron walked slowly along the irrigation path. At first, everything looked normal, but then he noticed something, small, a slight dip in the soil near one pipe. He knelt. The ground was damp, not from rain, from a tiny underground leak. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't urgent, but if ignored for weeks, it would weaken the entire system. Aaron ran back. Father, he said, breathing hard, there's a crack forming under the east line. All three went to check. He was right. Daniel hadn't noticed it the previous day because it wasn't obvious. Thomas looked at both sons carefully. Then he said quietly, strength fixes visible problems. He looked at Aaron, but awareness prevents invisible ones. Silence filled the air. For the first time, Daniel looked at his younger brother differently, and for the first time, Aaron didn't feel small. That evening, Thomas sat beside Aaron under the fading orange sky. You think you're less, he said gently. Aaron didn't deny it. I'm not as strong, he admitted. Thomas nodded, and Daniel isn't as observant. Silence. Nobody is perfect, Thomas continued. If both of you were the same, this farm would suffer. He pointed toward the fields. One builds, one protects. Both are necessary. Aaron felt something unlock inside him. He had spent years measuring himself by Daniel's strength, but he never valued his own gift. He wasn't weaker, he was different, and different wasn't inferior. Maybe that's what you need to hear too. You don't feel worthless because you lack value. You feel worthless because you keep comparing your quiet strength to someone else's loud one. Nobody is perfect, but everyone has purpose. The mistake is forgetting yours. If this story spoke to you today, subscribe, because here we don't chase perfection, we uncover value. And maybe you were never second, you were simply built differently.